Hello everyone, and we're going to be looking at the severe weather throughout today and tomorrow. So starting off here, we are looking at the severe weather outlook throughout today, and they have issued that enhanced risk of severe weather for parts of the Dakotas and Nebraska. This is where the most significant severe weather will be happening today within that orange highlighted area. You definitely have to watch out for possibly a couple tornadoes, hail, and wind within all these storms that will be impacting most of this area. Also, that slight risk of severe weather, which is in the yellow. You do have that slight risk of severe weather within that yellow shaded area. That's where you could also see some pretty big severe weather. Not as much as the orange highlighted area, but still, you do have a pretty big chance for that severe weather. Also, some more slight risks in place for parts of the northeast and even parts of Florida here, where you could also see maybe 1 to 3 tornadoes possible, as there is that 5% risk of tornadoes. Marginal risk of severe weather, which is around all of these slight risks there, which is in dark green. You do have a isolated severe storm risk, but not anything too bad as expected within that type of area. Also, some more marginal risks for the northeast and Florida within these types of areas. So definitely pretty widespread severe weather is expected for the north central U.S., the southeast U.S., and the northeastern U.S. Here's the tornado risk here. And you can definitely see that 5% risk of tornadoes within that 5% risk area. That's going to be a pretty big risk of tornadoes. Not the huge risk, but definitely you could see a couple tornadoes within that type of area. Also, 1 to 3 tornadoes are possible within this type of brown area in that Florida type region. And that 2% risk of tornadoes within the green shaded areas there. That's including parts of Florida, Colorado, and Utah, and the north central as well. There's a hail risk, and definitely there's a big hail risk as well. Here's a significant risk. You can see 2-inch plus size hail within that kind of area. And you can also see kind of go up to golf ball size hail within that yellow shaded area, and also another yellow shaded area where you can see up to golf ball size hail as well within that type of area, and also up to quarter size hail within those green shaded areas. Here's that wind risk throughout today, and a very big wind risk with those storms within that significant risk area. You can see 80+ mile per hour gusts. Definitely you could see some pretty damaging winds within these type of area. That's also including the red shaded area. There's a up to 60 mile per hour gusts in the yellow shaded area there, and up to around 40 mile per hour gusts in the green shaded areas. Here's a tomorrow's risk. Let me get to it a little more zoomed in. There we go. Here's tomorrow's risk, and also a pretty big risk within that enhanced region in the orange highlighted area. Definitely, you could see a couple tornadoes as well with the 5% risk area. Also, in Louisiana, from Tropical Storm Cristobal, you could see some severe weather, maybe a couple tornadoes possible within that type of area. Here's the hail risk, and hail risk is also pretty escalated across parts of the north central as well. Within that type of area, that'll be more detailed in tomorrow's video. Now, here's the wind risk also. So main risks are going to be, you pretty much have all hazards possible within these enhanced regions. Now we can look at the future simulated radar for this severe weather outbreak. Alright, so we're looking at around midday today. We can go over to around now, and definitely you could see some storms, some scattered storms start to develop in that southern Dakota area. Now, you're really seeing this storms really start to take coverage around that Wyoming, the Dakotas, and Nebraska area. Those are all going to be heading northeast, kind of towards that Minnesota area. You get into around 6 p.m. now, and really these very strong storms, especially this one that's going to be in northwest South Dakota. You could definitely see some very big hail with that one. You can go over to around 8 p.m. now, and still super strong storms, and these are kind of forming into that line of storms there, and these are all going to be moving northeast and turning into a line of storms. You can definitely see a well-defined shelf cloud within these storms if these do approach you. Now you can just see how well-defined this is, but definitely you could see some very large hail within this enhanced region. There's a bunch of energy within the air. You get to midnight and still that line of storms is well defined, and then that was kind of weakened there by the time you get to around the northern Minnesota area around 2 a.m. 3 a.m. and still scattered strong storms moving throughout northern Minnesota. Mainly that's going to be the main strong storms by the time you get to around 3 a.m. tonight. 4 a.m. still some strong storms moving throughout northern Minnesota, and you get to around 6 a.m. and those kind of move out of the region by there. If you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe if you are new to the channel, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family that might be interested in watching daily weather forecasts. But anyways, stay safe.